Update 3. Things are progressing. Thank you everyone for some clarity and advice. I am going to write an update because people have been asking for it, but before that I think I should tell everyone about us. Me and my STBX have been together since we were 5, her family was our neighbor, and we were childhood friends. We went to school together, did our homework together, played together, our families were close friends since we got to know each other. My father passed on because of glioblastoma when I was 10, she would spend all of her time with me. We were as close as two people can be, at least that's what I thought. Neither of us dated anyone else, she was my first romantic interest, confessed when we were 16, tried to hide it for a year or so, but when we told our families they were like, duh, obviously we know, and they were happy. Dated until we got married, we were each other's first. I thought I was lucky beyond possible. She didn't just destroy 12 years of marriage and 20 years of romance. She destroyed 31 years of our relationship. I still can't believe or understand, how do you do this to someone you spent your whole life with? To someone who devoted his whole life to you? After our marriage, when she went to college, our families moved away from each other, but we were still close as family. Her siblings were my siblings were her siblings, we were that close. But she still did all this. Well, now for update, after I served her and went home, I couldn't sleep for 2 days. My STBX started blowing up my phone and email with apologies and stuff. I just ignored all that stuff. It was hell. She offered everything she could. Post nup, swore she would never give up, promised she would never touch anyone, go to therapist and psychologist. Go to IC, full NC with everyone, full transparency, get full medical checkup, offer one-sided open relationship, never leave home without permission, GPS tracking whenever she is out, only keep contact with approved people, quit, change job, etc. I never asked for it, but she sent a detailed and signed confession and timeline. I felt as if the whole world would collapse, constant suicidal thoughts, insomnia, being unable to even understand what I was feeling. It felt like hell, but I am doing better now. I will keep in contact with my STBX in-laws because they are family. They have been family long before she was my W. I packed all of the furniture STBX defiled on a truck and sent it all to her parents, took the marital bed and burned it, and replaced it all. Soon after STBX realized that I am not responding to her bull, she tried to self-delete. She stabbed her left arm between bones, radius and ulna. Her family got her to ER and saved her life. I drove 4 hours in the middle of night to get to hospital and waited until news of her being safe. Then I went back home. STBX did sign the D papers when she decided to self-delete, so at least I have that. I immediately got the papers to my lawyer, and she immediately got them filed. A lot of stuff has happened since then. My mom came to live with me, and my siblings flew to me along with their families and have been living with me for the last few weeks. My family is awesome. Then about a week ago, STBX did retain a lawyer who in turn contacted my lawyer. My lawyer told me that court is likely to tell us to go to a MC, and it would expedite a lot of waiting if I went to MC for at least a few sessions. So begrudgingly I went to MC. The MC is an old, experienced lady who is also a psychologist. She's a friend of my mom's and was her therapist when my dad passed away. My mom got her to take my case in her free time as a favor. I saw STBX for the first time after that night when I served her D papers. She was exhausted, had a giant bandage on her arm, she looked weak, shriveled and had bloodshot eyes. She was shaking and her voice was hoarse. I took a deep breath and took a seat. After introduction, MC asked, "Please tell me how I feel." I looked at MC and asked her, does she really want to know? I mean, STBX tried self-deletion just recently, but MC insisted. So I explained it the best way I could. I took inspiration from here, Reddit posts and YouTube videos, and tried to articulate it the best way I could. I told her that the moment I discovered her actions, it felt like she tied me to a surgeon's bed and started sawing my legs off. With each discovery and each lie, I felt a stroke of saw cutting through my skin, muscles and bone. I kept screaming and begging her to stop, but she just smiled and said, "I love you," and kept sawing, over and over again. Until she completely cut them off. Every word I said fell on deaf ears and she kept on hurting me endlessly. I then said, "Even now I feel phantom pain in a limb that is no longer there. The marriage is no longer there, but the phantom pain is there." I then said I won't ever let her hurt me again. At this point I was hyperventilating and seeing red. I realized I was on the verge of doing or saying something stupid, so I excused myself and left. The MC apparently grilled STBX after I left and told her that in my state of mind there is no possibility of forgiveness. STBX suffered a panic attack after that and her sister had to get her back to hospital. That was STBX's routine for the last few weeks. I had to meet with MC one more time, but that was relatively uneventful. She just told me that my psych condition is extremely dangerous, and that I have lost control of my emotional switch. I told her I will deal with it myself. Well, now things are progressing. My D papers got signed and we are now officially in the cool-off period. If everything goes smoothly 4 months later, I will be free of this lie I have been living. My mom visited STBX a few days ago and I don't know what they talked about, and I don't care. I told my mother not to tell me anything, and this week STBX Mill and STBX Sil came to visit me. Long story short, I told them I will not forgive 3 years of betrayal and pain she caused me. I told them she tore out my heart and I no longer have any love and care to give her. All of my STBX's AP's lives have been turned upside down. One of them got disowned from family, 2 of them lost their jobs, and they are all going through divorces of their own. Honestly, their lives are going to crapper, and I will take whatever chance I get to make it even worse. One thing that perplexes me is that my STBX didn't try to manipulate me, or gaslight me. That's weird. Honestly, I prepared a whole script of all her possible manipulations and my replies to all that bullshit. As for my buddies, their D is going as well, except of my buddy with a kid. His STBX is a monster. I will call her Queen Bee from now on. She tried everything: gaslighting, manipulation, lying and everything. She even tried to use the kid. Luckily, after some false negatives, we got positive results that she is indeed his daughter. Apparently she was the instigator of all this. She was the one who corrupted all of our STBX, and now even her family has disowned her. She got kicked out of their homes as well, and she is currently living in her car. She got run over by Karma Train and is in an apologetic state these days. As for me, I am looking for early deployment. I think getting away from it all is the best distraction for me. I am still trying to cope, fighting mind movies and nightmares, but I am still fighting and coping. I have my family and my buddies. I will get over it all. Edit. One thing I forgot to add. When my mom went to visit STBX family, I sent a letter with some questions on a paper for her to answer me. I thought it would give me some more ammo. This is the only example of breaking NC I have with her. When my mom returned, she gave me her replies with her sign. Please tell me what you all think about this. I am kind of confused. 1. Did I ever hurt you? Physically, emotionally, or psychologically? A. No. 2. Did I ever betray you in any way? A. No. 3. Did I ever left you wanting for something? A. Never. 4. Did I not love you? A. You always did. 5. Did I emotionally not connect with you? A. You were always there. 6. Did I ever not fulfill any of your wishes? A. You fulfilled every wish. 7. Did I not satisfy you in bed? A. Always, you were the only one who could. 8. Did I not give her emotional validation? A. You always did. 9. Did I not make you feel loved? A. You always did. 10. Did I hurt you in any time in our lives? Since we were 5? A. Never, not once in our entire life. 11. Was there something special about your APs? A. Nothing, there was nothing special about them. 12. Did I not set boundaries properly? A. You always did, since the beginning. 13. Did you not know my views on betrayal and infidelity of any kind? A. I did, I am sorry. 14. How did you think this was going to end? A. At first, I thought I would end it after first time. Later I stopped thinking about it, thinking you would never find out. 15. What did you think my reaction would be? A. The reaction you are showing now, but I hoped you would forgive me. Now on to some comments. Posted by specialist_2_138. My STBX started blowing up my phone and email with apologies and stuff. I just ignored all that stuff. It was hell. She offered everything she could. Post nup, swore she would never give up, promised she would never touch anyone, go to therapist and psychologist. Go to IC, full NC with everyone, full transparency, get full medical checkup, offer one-sided open relationship, never leave home without permission, GPS tracking whenever she is out, only keep contact with approved people, quit, change job, etc. I never asked for it, but she sent a detailed and signed confession and timeline. Your wife has presented all the offers of the cheaters. To make you think about trying. There must be a high rate of cheating women in your location. The problem is your attitude. Your wife and her friends. They took comfort in thinking that, like the stories they heard from other cheaters, their husbands wouldn't leave them and would want to stay in the marriage. OP responded with, yeah. Somehow, they think all this betrayal is somehow acceptable. I can't even comprehend what kind of thoughts they have to go through to come to this kind of f***ed up conclusion. Specialist_2_138 responded with, "This is normal. Just read these sites. Wants therapy. The therapist says cheating is a mistake, you have a share in it, she was alone, she sought emotional support, etc. Sometimes childhood traumas, BPD etc. are diagnosed. They say it happened. She says if you talk to the priest, you should forgive. Your family and friends say the same things. Your whole group was cheating on their husbands. Their wives will also offer their support, for you to protect the family. We started to live in a society where cheaters were supported too much. It's okay to forgive when cheating is considered a mistake, not adultery. MC is required even in your divorce. The trauma you're going through doesn't get anyone's attention. You have to talk to your wife. If she was a biased MC, you had to meet many times." OP responded with, "Yeah. For some reason our society has glorified betrayal as if it's nothing. Almost every relationship TV show shows cheating as if it's normal. Almost every celebrity does it in some manner as if it's in fashion. I mean, for F's sake, apps like Snapchat and Tinder are almost tailor-made for cheaters. It makes me sick." Posted by Interesting Maximum 59. "Hey op, this is all so heartbreaking. Just know that we're all sending you our thoughts and prayers. You're handling this as well as possible in my opinion. Make sure you continue with some IC and get yourself through the mental fog. Your family is a godsend. Hug them all and heal. All the best." OP responded with, "Thanks, I am trying. I'm trying to handle this as much as I can, but it's hard, extremely hard." Posted by Notarieta Signs. 15. What did you think my reaction would be? A. The reaction you are showing now, but I hoped you would forgive me. Classic. OP responded with, "Cheaters rely on forgiveness of betrayed to get their way. They rely on the betrayed to just shut up and take it." Notarieta Signs responded with, yes, they do. Update 4. Trying to recover. Again, thank you everyone who gave me support by reading my posts and thoughts. I apologize for the long post, but I guess I have quite a lot to say. Well, finally it happened. I am finally experiencing the full extent of what it means to go through the emotional roller coaster. One day I suddenly broke down in shower and started crying uncontrollably. I couldn't think straight. I didn't even know why I was in that state, but I just couldn't stop. Finally my family realized that I was in the shower for too long, so they knocked on the door for a while. That snapped me back. I feel fine for some days, then some days I just feel tired and kind of scared, then all of a sudden, I feel run over by an emotional train. It always leaves me battered and bruised, then next day I feel fine. This happens over and over again, it's a vicious cycle. I talked to my therapist immediately and he said it's okay, this happens often. It's what a lot of people experience when you start to disconnect with someone with a deep emotional connection, especially if it's a long-time connection. He said the best thing I can do is to try to make better connections with other people, by talking to them as much as I can about what I'm experiencing. He said that will help, so I did talk to my family about my emotions and my thoughts. Admittedly, that helped a lot. So, after talking and showing these posts to my family, my brother recommended that I post here too, so here I am. People say I'm strong. I am dealing with it with strength, but I don't feel strong. I just lost the only person I truly loved, and in the worst of ways. If I lost my world, my purpose for living and caring. I don't feel strong at all. Infidelity can cause insufferable amount of pain to the betrayed. I still don't know how I haven't completely lost my mind or my life. This is why betrayal is the most heinous of crimes. In every story, in every religion, betrayal is the worst of sins. It's why the devil is locked up in the worst part of hell, one meant for betrayers. I know I am hurt, I know I am suffering, but I know I will heal. I will walk straight, I won't ever crawl. I won't let her win, I won't ever let her pepper me with excuses or lies. Well, so far, she didn't try to gaslight me, but that's probably because I have been strictly NC with her. I haven't talked to her directly at all. She betrayed me and destroyed our future, and she did this for 3 years as if it was a normal thing to do, so I don't trust her not to do that shit. I always believed that love is more than just a feeling, it's a lot more than that. I know everyone just throws that word around and everyone is entitled to their beliefs, but I will also share my beliefs. I believe true connection with someone happens in 3 stages. 1. First is instincts, attraction. It's involuntary. When we see someone we think is beautiful or attractive, our instincts automatically move our attention to them. 2. Second is infatuation, liking. It's when we try to emotionally connect with them, when we get to know them, how they think, how they behave, things about their lives, their histories, etc. 3. Third is commitment, focus, loyalty, respect and care. To me this is what true love is. To love someone is to be devoted to them, to commit to them, to their happiness. It is to protect them, to honor them, to care for them. Love is a husband and a father who works back-breaking hard labor day after day, repeatedly not looking for something exciting just so he can give his children a bright future and make his wife happy. Love is a mother who would walk on fire so her children wouldn't have to. Love is a wife who is there for her husband to give him comfort and care after he comes home with an aching body after a hard day's labor. Love is a son who always remembers the hardships his parents went through to give him a good life and he doesn't abandon them when they are old and infirm. Love is a soldier who goes to hostile hellscapes knowing any moment a stray bullet could end him, but he goes anyway because he wants to protect those he love and care about. Love is family who always sticks together and help each other to overcome anything in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. Love is a verb, an action. It's something shown, not told. It's commitment and will, not something that can just be described as an emotion. It's something felt, not described. Love is something beautiful and amazing, but too many are blind to it. I have been around the world, from SA, EU, Middle East and even Asia. And on all of my assignments I had the time, money and resources to cheat as much as I could want. I could have cheated on my STBX with women of almost every continent. Everywhere we went there were women who were literally trying to pour themselves to us. But I never strayed, I didn't even entertain a thought. I never touched another woman other than my STBX. I always cared and did my best to show her my love and commitment to her in every way I could think of. From small everyday kindness to large-scale gestures, she couldn't really reciprocate, but I thought that's just how she was. She was just shy or something, but she did try, and I was happy with that. I loved and accepted her with all my heart. And she stomped on it. I showed by my actions that I truly did love her, and she showed by her actions that she was selfish, thereby was incapable of loving someone. She merely saw me as a provider and a protector who she could leech off of and satiate her lust in bed, so when I was away, she would just find someone else. She has shown me through her actions that she is unworthy of my love and affection. She doesn't deserve it. For her, our 31 years of friendship and 20 years of romance meant so little that she so easily betrayed me. I will never again be there for her when she gets sick and would need someone to care for her 2 months continuously on just 3 to 4 hours sleep. I will never again be there when she needs to pull all-nighters helping her study for her exams by make her coffee every 2 hours, and studying with her. I will never again be there when she gets stuck in the middle of nowhere because she forgot to fill her gas tank. I will never again be there when she is sad because a friend died due to cancer. It's painful, but I need to live with myself a lot more than I need to live with her. I need to look at myself in the mirror every day. I won't let her haunt my thoughts anymore. I won't let her voice dictate my actions anymore. I won't clean up after her or fulfill her whims. Well, these are my thoughts so far. As for what else has been happening, well, 2 significant events happened after my last update. First, one of her APs self-deleted. Well, apparently, he pissed off a lot of people and my STBX wasn't his only affair. He was also stealing and embezzled to fuel his lifestyle, so he got fired, divorced and sued by a lot of people with all kinds of charges, so he decided to take the easy way out. As cold as it sounds, I don't give an F about him, but his wife, well, things are hard for her because of her 2 children. And second, Queen Bee got her world blown apart, really blown apart. She got fired, lost her home, her marriage, her loving and caring husband, her parents, her child and all of her friends. Everyone ghosted her because they didn't want anything to do with the shitstorm that's her life these days. She got run over by the karma train, and it's a very long train. Anyways, I really want to put this out there so I can get some perspectives and advice on how to deal with this rollercoaster cycle I've been going through. How do you cope with something like this? How do you move on completely? Thank you for any advice. Now on to some comments. Posted by Familiar Entrance 48. Please seek out IC. In your last post a Redditor suggested it and your response make me feel like you were wanting to handle it on your own. But infidelity, like war, causes trauma, and from your posts you are experiencing trauma. There is no dishonor in reaching out for help, and a good therapist can give you the tools to help you minimize the pain and prevent it from affecting other parts of your life, family, work, future relationships. I beg you to talk with a therapist, preferably with experience with infidelity and the trauma it causes, as soon as possible. OP responded with, I am talking to a therapist and have contacted a psych. I just told that MC that I will handle it myself because I didn't want to tell her anything more than necessary because she was in contact with STBX. Familiar Entrance 48 responded with, that is good to hear. I was worried you were trying to handle this on your own. I can see the wisdom of not telling the MC because your STBX did try and self-delete once, and hearing that you are getting professional help for trauma she created may send her over the edge again. But honestly, if hearing your description of the pain she caused you in MC. I told her that the moment I discovered her actions it felt like she tied me to a surgeon's bed and started sawing my legs off. With each discovery and each lie, I felt a stroke of saw cutting through my skin, muscles and bone. I kept screaming and begging her to stop, but she just smiled and said I love you and kept sawing, over and over again. Until she completely cut them off. Every word I said fell on deaf ears and she kept on hurting me endlessly. I then said even now I feel phantom pain in a limb that is no longer there, the marriage is no longer there but the phantom pain is there. If that didn't cause her to self-delete, I don't think you have to worry about her hurting herself anymore. So, focus on yourself and your healing. The best revenge is not sitting back with a bowl of popcorn and a brew while watching the afternoon karma train run through, though I admit it is very satisfying. The best revenge is indifference. When you get to the point where you look at her and think not my monkey, not my circus. Then you will have crushed them all. OP responded with, yeah. That's exactly my goal. My STBX relied on my ignorance and my forgiveness in case she got discovered. I will show her I am love, but I am also wrath. I have showed her I was always there for her, but I can also delete her from my life. You are right, not my monkey, not my circus is the goal. But it will take some time getting there. Posted by Bobsham. In my opinion, Queen Bee wasn't the problem, merely provided the bait/excuse/trigger. The other wives outnumbered her and could have ostracized QB and informed her husband. None of them did. They are just as cruel if not worse. Seek out IC and maintain a healthy schedule of IC. I hope your buddies do as well. I would advise going to the gym, but something tells me you don't need to. Smile. Take care, you're not alone. OP responded with, my thoughts exactly. This wasn't all Queen Bee's fault, she just showed them the way, they chose to walk on it. So, they don't deserve any mercy or forgiveness. Posted by Interesting Maximum 59. Hey, remember that you've done nothing wrong, and it is absolutely normal to grieve your loss. It takes time and awareness. Keep focusing on your mind, body and soul. You will heal soon enough. All the best. OP responded with, I will heal, I keep telling myself this every day. That's literally what's keeping me going. But I still feel broken.